to reach 1 million killers killed within the game. The event itself had a whole fireworks scene, and both Homo Mafia 1 and Seed gave their own word on the massive achievement. After this event, all of the players within the server were teleported to a copy of the Sanctic map from 2015 as a final celebration. No, I am not joking, this event was sick. Now this event, even if I didn't show up, was actually really cool to watch, and I really hope Homer does something like this in the future, like a Sanctic live event. It doesn't have to be in every single mode, it could just be in classic mode, but like having like a live event that debuted a new mode or something like that, I'd really like to see it. And although this event was pretty cool and all, even if I wasn't able to attend, Seed, the player who did reach 1 million kills, well, let's just say things only started going downhill from there. But that's an entry we'll cover on the next layer of the iceberg. Vicious Wraith. The Vicious Wraith was an NPC that was introduced within the Sanctic Halloween event update of 2022. After talking to the entity, you could choose to accept his quest in collecting the pieces of candy around the map for both a badge and the access to play the strolling around track on the main menu screen. All of this is probably non-canon to the Sanctic storyline, but the Vicious Wraith was in the game at one point. Hey, maybe next year they'll let us play as him as a killer in killer mode and juggernaut mode. Who knows? Would be pretty cool. Gun duplication glitch. Similarly to the previously mentioned Jason chainsaw bug, the gun duplication glitch is similar in that it doesn't work anymore in modern day Sanctum. What it involved was giving a chosen gun to Ghostface, buying or equipping another gun, killing Ghostface who had your previous weapon, and bam, you had 2 guns just like that. But you could definitely stack more than 2 with this method. This glitch was most commonly used in Endless Survival to duplicate ray guns to reach crazy high rounds without running out of ammo. Of course, this doesn't matter as much anymore, as soon as this glitch was eventually patched, Homer added round saving, making it actually possible to reach round 300 in Endless again without cheating, so it's not the end of the world. Roblox FPS Unlocker. Roblox FPS Unlocker is a plugin for Roblox that, like the name suggests, unlocks your frames per second whenever you play any Roblox game or you're using Roblox Studio. As if you don't know, Roblox caps your frames at 60 for whatever reason, there is no reason. Now this plugin is actually really cool, but what does it have to do with Sanctum? Well, Roblox FPS Unlocker, it makes Sanctum run a little strangely, to say the least. Most notably, a lot of killer animations get much faster, guns become more fluid, and the loading screens go crazy. I mean, look at this. In fact, it's so much of a difference and an advantage for those using the plugin that Roblox FPS Unlocker has actually been banned by Sanctum speedrunning altogether, and I can't say I blame the mod team. Mikhail Myers. This refers to a pretty hilarious mistake that was present on the Killer Choice screen back when Killer Mode was first released, in which it listed Michael Myers being spelled as Mikhail Myers. It's pretty funny that this oversight made its way into the final game, but it makes sense I suppose as of course English is not Homer's first language. There have been some other spelling mistakes within Sanctum in the past and some grammar errors too, however this I'd argue is probably the biggest and best one we'll ever get. Gamer Boy. Gamer Boy is a former developer of Sanctum, and worked on a couple of animations for the game. Yep, I'm gonna be honest, I have absolutely no idea what Gamer Boy has done for the main game. What, did he create like some killer models or something like that? I know he made like the run animation in like classic mode, but yeah, I couldn't tell you. Now you see, back in 2020, Gamer Boy left the Sanctum community and unfriended Homer in the process. This was due to Gamer Boy repeatedly breaking rules within Sanctum Discord and him thinking he was a developer who could get away with doing so until Homer banned him. Common Homer Mafia 1W, I think. But yeah, Gamer Boy hasn't been seen in the Sanctum community since, and probably won't return ever again. Surprisingly though, he does still play Roblox to this day, it seems. The Fazbear Gamer. The Fazbear Gamer is or was the first ever documented YouTuber that covered Sanctum and Roblox Area 51 content consistently. Basically the first ever Sanctum content creator. He began his channel all the way back in 2015 by uploading meme videos, however quickly switched to making Roblox content, and you guessed it, videos on Sanctum and Area 51 games. In fact, his most popular Sanctum video today sits at almost 800,000 views, which may not seem like a lot nowadays, but back then for 2017, well, that was pretty good. Especially considering that back then, Sanctum and Area 51 games didn't have much content to them at all. In fact, the Fazbear Gamer even played Area 51 games like Escape Area 51, Beneath the Surface, and Sanctum 2. However, unfortunately, as some of you may know by now, the Fazbear Gamer hasn't uploaded since late 2017, and his channel has since become incredibly inactive. And I really can't say I blame the guy. Back then in 2017, Roblox was still basically considered a kid's game. Maybe the guy just grew up one day and stopped wanting to do YouTube. Maybe he went to a new school. We have no idea. And, like I said, there really wasn't much to Roblox and Sanctum back then. You know, everyone says that all Roblox is better, but all Roblox suck, let's be honest. Although even if he's grown out of YouTube today, he doesn't seem to have moved on from Roblox quite yet. In fact, at the time of making this video, his account, Showmo2004, was seen online quite recently actually, and he even still seems to heart and respond to occasional comments on his channel, although he has also deleted a few videos I've noticed. Will the Fazbear Gamer ever come back to content creation today? Well, probably not, but I don't think he has to. The Fazbear Gamer has cemented his legacy within Sanctum forever, I think. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here today either. Old badge icons. Now, badges within Sanctum have been a part of the game since basically release date, but what you may not know about them is that they didn't always look this clean. In fact, here are a few examples of what some of the newer badges to older badges look like side by side. And, yeah, the difference in quality is pretty obvious. The reason for this, of course, is because Homer created the old badges, and Hexphilius created the new ones, an actual artist. Now, obviously, I prefer the newer badge icons. I mean, it would be something if we still had badges being drawn in Microsoft Paint, you know, and not discrediting Homer's art skills or anything, you know, they're very good, but, you know, newer ones are better. But yeah, this is what all of the old badges look like. There's a wiki page in the description that gives you a list of all of them, but in short, if you remember any of these, consider yourself a long-time Sanctum player. Killer vs. Killer mode. Killer vs. Killer mode is a custom Sanctum game mode made by Homer Mafia 1 himself for special live events which are held on the Sanctum Discord. It's not actually in the base game, but rather is only activated within a specific server when Homer enables some type of developer script. As you can expect from the name, Killer vs. Killer mode focuses on the killers against the killers, and yeah, it's pretty cursed with all of them spawning on the surface like this, but quite fun to watch, I must say. Now, will Killer vs. Killer mode ever officially be added into the game? Probably not. I mean, Slender would just dominate since he insta-kills, but there are videos on YouTube if you want to see this quote-unquote removed mode in action. Rustlin' Sow. Rustlin' Sow is one of, if not the most famous Sanctum speedrunner of all time, and has held countless world records on the game in the past. Whether that be in boss rush mode with his insane times, or his endless playthroughs where he's made it further than any exploit he could boast about, most people consider Rustlin' Sow to be the best Sanctum player of all time. And honestly, I would actually agree with that fact, or at least he's in the top 5. I mean, how many world records does he currently hold? 3? 5? It's so many, and his dedication to grind hundreds and hundreds of hours each week just to keep them is insane. But yeah, just wanted to add this section in just because Rustlin' Sow's done so much for the community and I feel like he deserves more recognition for it. Don't worry, he did not hold me at gunpoint and ask me to add this section in or anything, you know. Or else, I think they bought it. I think we've just fooled everyone. Although I know he's watching the video right now, I still don't know how to say his name right. Rustlin' Sow? Rustlin' Sow? Probably should have added that fact to the iceberg. Killer themes. As most of you probably know by now, 2 out of the 25 killers currently in Sanctum play music when you are close to them, these being both Smile Dog and Slenderman. However, what you may not know is where these music tracks originate from. Smile Dog's theme comes from a shortened down version of the song Fear by a music artist with a surname I'm not going to attempt pronouncing, and as for Slender's theme, it's basically just a shortened down version of the song Dark Tension Eerie by the publisher Planet Unknown. The main reason why these killers have themes within the game is most likely because they were taken from a free model made by somebody else in the marketplace, and of course Homer or the developers never really saw a reason to remove them. But yeah, I think killers having their own music track just makes them more memorable and interesting overall. I hope we get more of them in the future. Bosses don't count, by the way. Rake Hellhounds. Every 3 to 5 rounds within Endless Survival mode, a Hellhound round has a chance to spawn instead of, you know, regular killers. These Hellhound rounds are notably far easier than regular killer rounds, are a lot faster, and they give you a max ammo power-up at the end. So yes, they are indeed very helpful. But of course, the Hellhounds that appear on these rounds aren't actually Hellhounds. No, they're just Smile Dogs. But did you know that at one point, Hellhounds actually had their own custom model? Well, I wouldn't really say custom. They're basically just a reskinned, darker version of the Rake, which is why I gave them the name of Rake Hellhounds. And I'm gonna be honest, I prefer these over the current Hellhounds we have today. Sure, Smile Dog is indeed a dog, so it makes sense for why he would act like a Hellhound, but there's literally nothing that sets both the Hellhound and the killer apart. Well, I guess the difference would be the fire, but even that is such a minor change. And in fact, at least at the time of making this video, normal Smile Dog doesn't even appear as a regular killer within Endless. Like, what's up with that? I don't know, I feel like Small Dog should appear as a normal killer while also appearing as a hellhound. It just makes so much sense. But what type of hellhound do you think is better? Let me know in the comments. The old hellhounds or the Small Dog hellhounds? I wouldn't be surprised if this got changed in the future. Boss Rush is connected. As most of you probably know by now, the locations within Boss Rush mode and Sanctic are believed to be set in completely different places from Area 51. I mean, it's not difficult to see why. You fight each boss in an area that doesn't exist in any other mode. Or do you? Well, eagle-eyed players soon noticed that shortly after Kraken made his debut into the game, a mysterious locked door appeared near the AWP location in the newly expanded sewer area within Classic, Killer, Juggernaut, and Endless Survival modes. This mysterious locked door could not be opened by any means, and what do you know, it lined up perfectly in appearance to the Kraken door that also appeared within Boss Rush mode. Now, obviously, looking or glitching behind this door within each of the modes by using shift lock wouldn't reveal anything. No, in fact, it was just a deep pit to the empty void. But even if the areas aren't physically connected in-game, that doesn't stop the idea of them being connected, at least in terms of the lore. Even if nothing has been confirmed by Homer or any of the developers, I think that the theory of this door being the entrance to the Kraken boss fight room is very much intended. I mean, even the size of the room seems to line up perfectly with the room proportions of the out-of-bounds area behind the door in Classic mode. There's no way this is a coincidence. Although even if Kraken is connected to the other modes in some way, so far there hasn't been any rooms that I've come across within Area 51 that may lead into the Aberrations area, as the door that appears before that boss fight isn't present within any of the other modes. But it's certainly possible that some type of connection for her will get added into the future. Sonic.exe death glitch. Now, we've talked about a few glitches on this iceberg already. The Killer Mutant glitch, the Jason's Chainsaw glitch, and there is still more to talk about later, but this one I feel is a little less known than the others, and while it doesn't really have an official name, I mean, none of the glitches in Sanctic have a name really, I like to dub this one the Sonic.exe death glitch, and it was present in the game for a short time during early 2019. This glitch would involve the killer's Sonic.exe's body parts, for whatever reason, not disappearing properly in both Classic and Killer mode, and they would just lay that on the ground forever until the search. Basically, what I think happened is that Homer left the Area 51 group sometime while the game was still being worked on, and the project simply could not be finished, as the game's description itself states that they are quote-unquote looking for developers to finish it. And yeah, the place itself hasn't been updated since 2019, so I doubt the game will be finished anytime soon, if ever. However, if you do want to go play it, you can buy quote-unquote early access to the game, although I would strongly discourage it, as Beneath the Surface 2 is very much broken, and you'll just be stuck in a looping hell of falling into the void forever. So yeah, don't bother wasting your Robux, I guess. Game teleporters. One of Sanctic's lesser-known remove mechanics. Game teleporters were a feature within older versions of the game, which, like the name implies, teleported you to other games created and developed by Homer, such as Beneath the Surface, Escape Area 51, Humans vs. Zombies, among others. You can even find the decals that were used for these game teleporters still in Homer Mafia 1's inventory today, which is pretty cool. The screenshots and pictures I do have aren't the best quality, unfortunately, as there aren't many videos I can find left on YouTube that show these quote-unquote game teleporters still in action, as they were removed sometime during early 2017. But yeah, although they did offer the option to instantly teleport to Homer's other games because, you know, looking up the places on Roblox search is overrated, I think you can see why they were removed, and I doubt we'll ever see them again. Survive Among Us in Area 51. No, this isn't a joke entry or anything. This is actually talking about another Area 51 fan game not made by Mafia 1, known as Survive Among Us in Area 51. A lesser-known fan game, I'd assume, as it being on the 4th layer and all. But why is this game so low on the iceberg? Well, let's just say that the thing that sets this game apart from other Area 51 games is the fact that this one completely stole Sanctic's map. No, I'm not joking. And I'm not talking about the underground base map. No, I mean they completely ripped the official Sanctic map by Homer Mafia 1. Well, an older version of it anyway. Even as the old sewers. Don't believe me? Well, how about the fact that all of the fan art is present in the